art is art. Art is, or literary piece is, that is the creative writing. If I write a literary piece, he writes a literary piece, and anybody writes a literary piece, that would be the literature. And for this reason, literature is one, as art and humanity are one. So it cannot be termed with a national perspectives or with a person's perspectives. Okay. So it is written by X, so it is good. It is written by Y, so it is not bad. That would not be activity of a comparist. Goethe confidently asserts in 1827 that national literature means little low. National literature means little low. That means there is a European perspectives of elitism. Elitism, you know, eliteness. I am from this district, I am elite. I am from US, I am elite. I am from Europe, I am elite. Any district and other district, they will say that I am elite. And that is the perspectives. Actually, that is the perspectives. That perspective is very much prevalent in Asian perspectives. Asian perspectives se hocche eta jeta ami jani ar yes. So that perspectives will not be prevailed in comparative literature. National literature means little low. So you have to judge what you are, that will be judged by others, not by you. Okay. Again, Wellek offers the cultural equivalent of the movement towards the United Nations Assembly that was felt powerfully after the Second World War. Okay. So again, actually, Wellek also think that after the Second World War, when the countries got independent, then the national consciousness enhanced. Naturally, the national consciousness enhanced. Before Second World War, many countries, 55 Commonwealth countries and other countries, were the direct rule by the foreign power or the other colonial power. After the Second World War, up to 1955, there was no dominated country. All countries got freedom. And for this reason, when they got freedom, actually that freedom gave them an idea. Before the independence, they were subjugated by other countries. So their thinking, their attitude was like that, we are subordinate. মানে কারো শাসনাধীনে থাকা, সাবঅর্ডিনেট, কারো ডোমিনেশনে থাকা। So স্বাধীনতার আগ পর্যন্ত they had been discussing that they are subordinate by others. After getting independence, they thought, that means the communal country, যে 55টা দেশ স্বাধীনতা লাভ করলো, others অন্য যে কান্ট্রিগুলো তারা স্বাধীনতা লাভ করলো, they started to think that we have our own culture, we have our own literature as well. So that national consciousness grew after the Second World War. That was also admitted by Wellek. A decade later, a theory of literature appeared, and that comparative literature was gaining ground in 1960 and 1970 decades. So it is the gaining ground. Comparative literature had been fighting with so many criticism. Okay, and for this reason, in 1960 and 1970 decades, comparative literature erased all kind of criticism against it and got a solid foundation that yes, through comparison we can understand the true essence of a literature, and literature will be a part of world literature. Literature will not be just from the national perspectives. It was in 1960 and 1970 decades. If it is said that what is the historical background of comparative literature, you have to tell these things. That means in first class and second class you have to write this. The great wave of critical thought of comparative literature moved forward through one after another, from structuralism to post-structuralism, from feminism to reconstruction, from semiology, the study of science and symbols, and to psychoanalysis. Okay, so everywhere there will be a comparison. So through this aspect, structuralism, post-structuralism, reconstruction, feminism, semiology, and all these are related to comparative literature and related to comparison. Why? যদি দিন না থাকতো তাহলে রাতের কোনো অস্তিত্বই থাকতো না। So through the comparison we can understand the true essence of a literature, of a culture, and of the other branch of art as well. Okay, gradually it will coming up that it will cover so many things. Next time attention shifted from comparative literature to the role of the leader. Next time it was perceived that actually attention was there. Attention in case of comparative literature, so many subgenres were there. That was the attention. In literary history, we observe that each new discipline or subject brought over the previous one. Okay. In 50 years back in Bangladesh, there was no mobile phone. 100 years back, there was no computer. So when computer came in Bangladesh, everybody was trying to get it. We have to purchase a computer. Whenever I thought that I will be purchasing a computer, তিন রাত আমার ঘুম হয়নি কিভাবে কম্পিউটার কিনতে। যখন কম্পিউটার এখন পুরনো হয়ে গেল, এখন ডেস্কটপ আর দুদিন পরে থাকে না, ল্যাপটপ আসে। আর ল্যাপটপ কিছুদিন চলার পরে এখন চলে এসছে কি আইফোন, স্মার্টফোন। গতকাল নাসিরের একটা পানিশমেন্ট হয়েছে। কেন পানিশমেন্ট হয়েছে? অ্যাকচুয়ালি একজন আননোন ব্যক্তির কাছে আইফোন নিয়েছে খেলতে গিয়ে, সেজন্য তাকে 2 বছরের 1.5 বছরের জন্য সাসপেন্ড করতেছে। ওকে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি আই হ্যাড বিন টকিং দ্যাট ইজ হিউম্যান অ্যাটেনশন। বাচ্চাদের ক্ষেত্রে অ্যাটেনশন, বাচ্চারা কোনো একটা জিদ করছে, ওকে একটু অন্যভাবে কথা বললে দেখা গেল ওই জিদটা আর বেশিক্ষণ পারসিস্ট করবে না, ও আরেকটা জায়গায়। সেরকম ইন দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড civilization, in the world history, in case of academia, লেখাপড়ার ক্ষেত্রে কোনো রিডার এবং স্কলারদের অ্যাটেনশন একটা জায়গায় থাকে না। এটা কি করে, যখন নতুন একটা জিনিস আসে তখন সেটার দিকে হ্যাবিট হয়। সো আপ টু 1960 and 1970 decades, comparative literature was in the apex. Okay, that means everybody had been studying comparative literature. But next time the interest goes or went to the other fields. What are the other fields? In 1950 and the 1960, Western graduates, students turned to comparative literature as a radical subject. They thought that yes, it is the radical subject. We have to study comparative literature. No way. That is 1950s, 1960s, and this goes up to 1970s. What happened? It was caused, so because of the time of transgressiveness. Transgress means overcome someone. Okay, transgressiveness at that time, 50s, 60s and 70s, that all countries got freedom, and for this perspective there is a tendency of transcendentalism. Transcendentalism that means to reach, to overcome someone and get somebody with the apex. সবাইকে হার মানিয়ে নিজেকে সবার সামনে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়া, and that attitude was from culture, literature and from national consciousness. জাতি হিসেবে আমার জাতিকে কি করতে হবে, সবার আগে যেতে হবে। আমার সাহিত্যকেও কি করতে হবে, সবার আগে যেতে হবে। সমস্ত আমার কালচারটাও কি হতে হবে, সবার আগে যেতে হবে। বিকজ দ্যাট ওয়াজ দ্য পার্সপেক্টিভ। দ্বিতীয় বিশ্বযুদ্ধের পরে, আফটার দ্য সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ল্ড, এভরি কান্ট্রি গট ফ্রিডম, দে হ্যাড বিন থিঙ্কিং দ্যাট আওয়ার লিটারেচার ইজ দ্য বেস্ট, our country is the best, our culture is the best. So at that time there is an issue of transgressiveness. Transgressiveness is related to transcendentalism. Transcendentalism, that means to overcome others to get the highest position in any field, and everyone moved to do across the boundaries of a single literary style. Sometimes we say that you are a multi-genius. Multi-genius means what? He can play football, he can play cricket, he can play badminton, he can play cricket, he can play